I think it's pretty safe to say that when we examine the Skywalker saga, specifically the sequel trilogy under Disney and Lucasfilm, is that a lot of fans had very much different opinions about these movies, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. A lot of fans dislike the films, other fans really enjoy these movies. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that, yes, this was the culmination of the Skywalker saga. However, it was quite a divisive movie, not near as The Last Jedi, that's a given, but it was still a divisive movie for a lot of Star Wars fans out there. There's no denying that a lot of fans hated the movie and loved the movie. And with that, we actually saw a lower box office results for, of course, The Rise of Skywalker in comparison to The Last Jedi's. Worldwide speaking, The Last Jedi stands at $1.3 billion at the box office. Meanwhile, The Rise of Skywalker only stands at a little above $1 billion at the box office worldwide. So, moving on from all of this, a lot of fans have been wondering exactly what the future of the Star Wars franchise is going to look like. One good thing, and I think one thing that really does signal a light at the end of the tunnel, is how Kathleen Kennedy will no longer be involved on a creative scale for these new Star Wars projects to come after 2021. It's one of the main reasons as to why she has a say in the matter for the Kenobi TV series and why they delayed production from August of this year all the way until January of 2021. Regardless, though, the release date is not being delayed, so try not to get confused with that. As far as Kathleen Kennedy goes, this is where things begin to get very interesting, is that both Disney and Lucasfilm are now moving on from The Rise of Skywalker and are beginning to focus on the new Star Wars universe that will consist of new TV shows, movies, books, and more to come in the near future. Now, Lucasfilm is said to have a big plan in order to evolve the Star Wars franchise into something new for the fans. Over the past couple of weeks, many interviews took place to get answers from J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy from many media outlets out there before and after the release of The Rise of Skywalker, and that Kathleen Kennedy was asked many questions related to the sequel trilogy era and their handling of the franchise in total. Now, when questioned about the sequel trilogy in general and the creative differences, Kathleen Kennedy states that the creative differences between many directors and writers that were a part of these projects that were either let go or stepped down led to the films having a tougher production, especially with The Rise of Skywalkers, and that Kathleen Kennedy states that the production was indeed rushed because of her firing of Colin Trevorrow, and that led to a rushed phase of principal photography and a series of rewrites and reshoots because of that. Kathy states that switching directors and writers not only cost the production less time to work on the film because of her decision, but that Kathleen wanted to not delay the movie, where there were actually talks of delaying the film until May of 2020. However, Kathleen Kennedy did not approve of this as they already had their dates locked in for December, and that Disney CEO Bob Iger wanted to keep it on for December later on. Kathleen Kennedy also explains the failure with Solo: A Star Wars Story, where she says that the firing of the original directors created a shift in the roadmap of future Star Wars projects, and because of her, that they needed to start from scratch, and that over 10 years worth of Star Wars material was completely cancelled, and that now a lot of that is being reworked into being reduced into TV shows for Disney+. Now, the thing about this, Kathleen Kennedy, I don't know about you guys, but Kathleen Kennedy also stated a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was at the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, if I'm not mistaken, that they're not necessarily done with the Skywalkers just yet. Yet, at the same exact time, they promote the Rise of Skywalker as the end of the Skywalker saga. So they're continuing the Skywalker saga in a very different and unique way on Disney Plus in the forms of animated and live-action TV series, which I'm not quite sure how a lot of fans are going to take that. We talked about this before in the past. Now, Kathleen Kennedy, I will admit that she really is incompetent as a leader of Star Wars, as the president of Lucasfilm, and as a producer for these Star Wars movies. And like I say, and like I've said before in the past, I have expressed my feelings about her, is that I really feel that she needs to be replaced as soon as possible. And that one of the big signs that this is happening, alright, the big, sign here is the fact that every project that comes out after 2021 is that Kathleen Kennedy will no longer have creative input or creative choices, or will have a say in the matter on creative, choices for those new Star Wars projects. only projects that will be released after 2021. So obviously it's one of the main reasons as to why she had the ability to delay production on the Kenobi TV series, is because this is going to release in 2021. So that's the main reason right then and there. I like how, we get to learn a little bit more about why production was so rushed, is because it all had to do with Colin Trevorrow's firing. They had an entire script ready well before they even planned to film this, and well before November of last year. I don't know if you guys knew this, but originally Episode 9 was supposed to release in May of last year, but because of the firing of Colin Trevorrow, it had to be delayed until December of 2019. So that was all on Kathleen Kennedy's part, and not just that, the rush production all comes down to her, and not just that as well, but also the cancellation of over 10 years worth of Star Wars movies because of the failure of Solo: A Star Wars Story. She admits this, and she talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's a big deal, and like I say, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.